head may not be in the game that much, but you got to think of it. His head is just in a different place.
His head may be in a different place, but in this business, your head had better be on the match at hand, or you're going to get eaten alive. Disrespectful show of appreciation for King Richard from the Muppets of the Mountain State.
Would you come on? The fans are just acting the way that they think that they want to react for King Richard. They don't like him, so let them react. Let him have freedom of speech here. It's the First Amendment.
Well, I respect the right to freedom of speech, but the fans in this arena should respect the fact that they're getting ready to see a man compete who has been touched by God. That man is a monster in this business. He is a megastar in the making. He is the leader of the hottest faction in this business today. He's accompanied to the ring by the future of wrestling Brian Kyle and Dynamite Derek Billings.
Well, I'm glad that you completely went over J.C. Dykes there. J.C. Dykes Jr. He is going to do great things in this match. We'll just have to see. It's about ready to start the action, and there's the bell. This match is officially underway.
Well, J.C. Dykes Jr. may do a lot of impressive things in this match, but the one thing I promise you he's not going to do is walk away with the victory.
He may look rough around the edges, but I guarantee you that this match is going to be interesting. As long as they can keep the gift garage out of his head, then I think J.C. Dykes could possibly walk away with the victory here. We'll just have to see.
J.C. Dykes Jr. could possibly sprout wings and fly to the top of this arena, but I don't think that's going to happen either. And you see now,
tie-up by King. Oh, slap to the face by King Richard. That is just blatant disrespect. What is the point of that?
Winning this match is impressive wrestling, and he is an impressive wrestler. You can see right there, dragging Richard's legs out from the corner, just bringing him up into the head, driving him down to the canvas. But a kick out by King Richard there, making use of his presence of mind and his veteran-like instincts.
King Richard was in the corner calling for a timeout, and he rolls out of the ring to get words from his boys.
Well, you should certainly give the king whatever he wants. This is his kingdom. He is the champion, and you must show him respect. And what he's doing right now is cutting off the momentum that J.C. Dykes Jr. had in place during the midsection of this contest. But you got to remember, you have to remember, that clock is ticking. Seconds are going by right now, and King Richard knows that. And the longer he draws this out, the longer he takes to get in the ring, the less of an opportunity that Dykes is going to have to get the victory.
Well, the referee got a full count tonight right there. And now is King Richard, is he letting this crowd get to him tonight?
Well, King Richard is not going to let this crowd get to him because King Richard, unlike J.C. Dykes and the glad handers in the back, doesn't care what the fans think. The only thing he cares about is whether or not he's going to walk out of this match as champion. And that is one of the reasons that he will. And excuse me, let me back up there. Not walk out as champion, but walk out of here without having to think about having a match against that mangy mutt next week.
Well, he may look a little rough around the edges, but I'm telling you, J.C. Dykes Jr., he has a lot of knowledge and experience in behind him, and I really think that he's got a really good chance in this match. He reversed it, and reversed the arm bar, and now he's pulling him. Oh,
nice wrist block by Dykes. Kick to the arms, and you see King Richard grimacing in pain in the corner. Dykes going back to the arm, and this is a good strategy. Take away one of the tools of the big man with that broad base of his upper body. And as stout as King Richard is, you certainly don't want him to lock his arms around you. Comes out of the corner, and a power slam with authority by King Richard. And you see King Richard standing over Dykes. Dykes looking up, maybe seeing the stars right now. And while he may have thought Christmas was coming twice at the onset of this match, when he learned he would have the opportunity to possibly get a title shot, certainly now he's hearing jingle bells in his head, but it's not a good thing. It's not a sign of Christmas wishes to come. It's a sign of the end in sight.
Oh, would you stop it? This crowd is favorably cheering for J.C. Dykes right now as he just lays the boots to J.C. Dykes Jr.
Well, this crowd may be favorably behind J.C. Dykes Jr., but the fans certainly aren't going to help him win a match. And you see Dykes thrown to the outside like a piece of garbage.
Outside interference, come on!
You can call this outside interference. I call this tough love. They're trying to motivate.
What is Carl doing? Look up there. Carl distracting the ref.
Carl's certainly not doing his brother any favors, distracting him again. It's like I said, you call him support for this match. I call him an anchor that's weighing JC Dykes Jr. down.
Oh, well, we'll just have to see. He's got his head in a lot of places right now, so we'll just have to see his time play out.
Thunderous blows to the head of Dykes, who's looking rocked right now. And King Richard having a great time. Big boot sandwich to the face of Dykes Jr. You see King Richard just scouting, man, looking for the weaknesses, taking apart the lower back of JC Dykes Jr. right now. And you see him with a kneeling surfboard into the back of Dykes, just pulling back on those arms, tracing all of that weight going back against the knee of King Richard.
Well, JC Dykes, he's really got this crowd behind him now. The crowd chanting JC, JC, and he goes for the reversal. And the miss with the clothesline there, and slams to the mat.
Big crossbody block by Dykes, but not enough. Dykes, if he'd been more in this contest, may not have fell victim to that clothesline just now, and may have been able to make better use of that crossbody block that he had just a moment ago. But King Richard has been so firmly in control of this contest for so long right now that Dykes doesn't know what he's in for. He doesn't know how he's going to get back up from this, and you can see in his eyes right now, he may be a beaten man. The psychological advance of the champion may be too much for him, and you see King Richard sitting down the back, torquing the upper body of JC Dykes, and you can just see that look of pain in his eyes. He may be forced to give this one up, and just drives him down to the canvas there. You gotta love hard-hitting hillbilly action like this, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. And you can only find this in NWA Mountain State Wrestling.
You certainly can't find it anywhere else.
Lord knows. Now we got JC with a couple punches. Oh, and a roll-up. A 1, 2, and a kick out by King Richard.
King Richard, first man back up to his feet, and a kick to the head of Dykes, stopping all that temporary momentum he had mounted, falling with a double axe handle smash onto the lower back. And you just see, focusing on that one body part, dissecting the body, taking apart the human anatomy. That's what it's all about in high-profile matches like this. And a double arm into a nice modified butterfly suplex by King Richard.
And King Richard goes for the pin, and 1, 2, and JC Dykes Jr. barely gets the shoulder up.
And you talked about the technical wizardry early on in the match of JC Dykes Jr., and we forget a lot of times looking at King Richard, he looks a lot more like a brawler, but he has a lot of knowledge behind him too. He is a veteran wrestler of this business, and if you take him for granted at any point, like you should never take the champion for granted anyway, he will take you apart. And a nice suplex out of nowhere by Dykes.
Absolutely. Oh, he flips over onto King Richard, goes to the pinfall, 1, 2, and a kick out by King Richard.
It's certainly not going to be that easy for Dykes no matter what he does at this point. King Richard has been in control of this contest for too long now, and he's much fresher than Dykes. He can survive those high-impact maneuvers at this point because even if JC Dykes hits him, he's still the fresher of the two men.
Well, Steve, I have to ask you, what kind of a toll has this match taken on both of these competitors? Both of these competitors, this has been a pretty hard-hitting match.
Well, the price you pay for competing in this business is a terrible, terrible price anyway. It takes your body apart, it wears and tears those joints. But the one thing you have to remember is the toll that Dykes has incurred during this match is much more severe than the toll that King Richard has incurred. That may not have been the smartest move in the world, going up against Dykes with a headbutt. Dykes already has that thick hold, but you see right there, the suplex by King Richard, who did not lose focus despite rocking himself.
1, 2, and a kick out by JC Dykes. That suplex, I'm telling you, King Richard is just absolutely amazing at suplexing.
He certainly is. It's that stocky body of his. He's able to just hold onto your head so tightly that you're suffering so much damage before the maneuver is even completed. You're not going to break once his arms are locked around you. And he pushes Dykes off the ropes, going for a backcracker. Dykes rolls over him, the 1, the 2, and I cannot believe my eyes! I cannot believe my eyes! If you believe in Cinderella stories, ladies and gentlemen, this is one in the making.
So now JC Dykes Jr. gets a shot at King Richard's title.
He certainly does. I don't think the Gifterage can believe this. The Cinderella of the trailer park just pulled off the upset victory of the year.